Hey guys, I just want to talk about reprints, and some of this started from this tweet over here from PokeDeals Nerdani, who said that there's confirmed reprints, and the main word to look at is confirmed um, for booster boxes, which a lot of people didn't really expect, at least not this soon. Especially people didn't expect it for Paldea Evolved or City of Flames, assuming this is true. Um, for booster boxes, that's especially these older sets. For these other things, people kind of expect it to happen at some point, but that's like anyone could say that. Um, Pokemon does follow some predictable cycles, and if these sets never get a reprint, it'd be kind of strange. But like that's talking more of like, hey, I don't really know. Like it's not even really worth talking about outside of a hypothetical sort of situation. Like there are videos that talk about that, like this video here, what to expect from incoming Pokemon reprints. It goes over how do you navigate reprints if they do happen. In this bull market, honestly, like it probably won't affect the price of things too that much, because the demand is too large. But I just want to go over like kind of how I'm connecting the dots. Some of this, I I'm addressing some of this because for two things. I got some comments in my YouTube channel saying that Paldea Evolved has some booster box reprints coming, and normally when like I don't have access to distribution or anything, so honestly I would not talk about reprints like as like me saying that there's confirmed reprints unless there was like I saw like multiple trusted sources like kind of say it, um, or a Pokemon company directly said itself. Like a few months ago, they announced Prismatic would get a reprint, like very vague wording, but they did say Prismatic would eventually get a reprint that would be sizable, whatever that means. That's very vague wording, so it's very non-committal in a sense. But if they don't do a reprint, that'd be pretty bad because they're literally Pokemon Company. Pokemon Company doesn't oftentimes announce it themselves. Usually, the information we get is from YouTube channels, and the ones I usually follow are honestly PokeNE, Danny Phantom, Alpha Investments, Nomics. Like they all have access to distribution. Nomics not as much. He has a little bit, but he does have connections to other people with distribution, like Pokemon USA. So all these people, they've been in the industry for a very long time. They have a lot of YouTube following, and so like they have insider information on reprints that a lot of people don't normally have. Um, so that's kind of when I would kind of do it. But whenever I see any like rumors or ever reprints, I would usually do also just search YouTube. I'll just type in Pokemon reprints and I'll see, hey, are a lot of people talking about this? If I do see a lot of things of that, like then it's like, okay, it's a good chance that there actually is kind of a reprint. Like when you see official like announcements like, oh, Blooming Waters is going to get a reprint, or 151 is going to get a reprint of Blooming Waters. Like people kind of knew that was coming. It would take a while, but it was confirmed. Just didn't know the exact date. But at least it's like actual, real, substantial information. And there was a ton of videos talking about Blooming Waters back then. Prismatic had the same thing when they announced a reprint for that. Paldea had like Obsidian had some preprints late last year, which ended up being true. If it barely affected the price, but at least they were like real information. So like these confirmed reprints are just kind of like I don't really know. In PokeNe's video, I'll link the video in the description, but yeah, like there's a lot of like stuff about like oh like where's the source versus where's the source, and it seems like it's very flighty. I don't have Twitter, so I'm not going to go to the comments myself, but it's like there's no official announcement for what distribution gets, but there's talk between distribution and storefronts, and then like as proof they're saying that Paldea dropped 50 nights overnight. I literally track the Pokemon market every single day. If you want the spreadsheets, like literally I have these insane spreadsheets I've been tracking since early January of like I track the prices every single day. The only thing I can really think about was TCG player sale for Pokemon Day, which I didn't know about actually, so I got a little flagged for that too. But yeah, that barely affected the price, so it's just like kind of nonsense kind of stuff. But someone did reply to one of my YouTube comments saying like, "Oh, like here's a video source," which I actually did see the video title of this before, but I didn't watch it, so finally I watched it. I figured it was this video. Um, I don't know how much I trust this, but it seems like it at least matches. So like me trying to piece together information, um, the booster boxes over here kind of match with highlighted here. See over here, there's Paldea Evolved, The City in Flames, Twilight Masquerade, Surging Sparks, and Paldea Face. Those are all literally the same sets. Um, in this in these five ones. So I'm guessing possibly the connection is that Poke Deals Nerdani got it from Anon over here. Um, and this was posted 3 days ago, February 28th. This was posted um, March 30th. So one came before the other, so it's possible for this to get information from this. That's what I'm guessing is happening. And I did watch like I think I watched like up to like the 12-minute mark. Um, and I think I did hear that he did say there's confirmed reprints of Paldea Vault. He did say he went something with the distributors and they all confirmed it. Um, so like I mean he does have distribution access, so like maybe it is all true. Like I don't really know. It's just to me it's kind of weird that how no one else is talking about it when like there's people like I don't know how big his distribution access is, but like there's literally people who are willing to post on YouTube about distribution access and they give you news and you can go through their history and they give you news all the time. Not all the time, but like when it happens, like, hey, I just heard from a distributor, they're offering me this. Here's the size, blah blah blah. They give you like real inside information, and like it's like consistent between them to some extent. So that's why I usually like follow these four channels for that sort of news. Um, and there was like a video about restock confirmed imminence over here about temporal forces booster boxes. And again, like I kind of made the connection. I was like, I think I see what's going on. Like over here, you see Pokemon stock checker checking, and it was like, oh, it went from this number or like 20,000 plus to 15,000 or the way around or something. It was like, oh, there's a restock coming. And I was like, I saw that too. But that just kind of seems like more of a data thing. Like, do you have any confirmed whatever? And like, you get called in comments like, I'm a little confused about the source. And like this PokeNE, one of the first channels I talked about, like it was like, hey, I haven't heard my distribution hasn't heard anything about this, and like it's just like where's the temporal forces, like reprint all that. Like this was posted on January 10th. Like it's already been about 2 months since then, so it just seems like there's a little bit of like I wouldn't fully trust this sort of information. I'm not saying like I mean if he does have distribution, he might have some sort of knowledge, but just like I don't I'm seeing like other possible explanations, but given benefit of doubt, like it could be coming up. But if it is coming up, then we should probably hear from what some of the other sources. I think this is just kind of basic fact checking of like, hey, don't just listen to one source. Does anyone else say the same thing? Then you kind of get a sense like, hey, like the sky is green. Like, does anyone else say the sky is green? That doesn't always work, but yeah, I'm just very skeptical about this sort of information right now. And also, like when I watched the video, a lot of the video was kind of like, oh yeah, of course we're gonna get reprints, of course we're gonna reprints, of course we're gonna reprints, but that's not confirmed reprints. That's just like anyone can say. Like even I think that. I think based on the history of Pokemon, a lot of these boxes are going to get reprints, but like that doesn't tell me like when or whatever. And also some boxes do never actually get reprints. I've heard that like Rebel Clash didn't get a reprint. I think because like people didn't like it enough, they didn't. They just skipped it. So some boxes never get a reprint, and so saying that every box will get a reprint doesn't actually play out historically either. Like some boxes have never really gotten a reprint. Um, so that's why it's like I can like there's a lot of information in the Pokemon world that you're like let's say 50% sure, 70%, 80% sure. Like I'm like okay, I would bet like on a 70% likelihood that like Twilight and Surging Sparks are going to get a booster box reprint at some point in the next 3 years. Um, and I might be right about that, but is that really news? Like that's just sort of like based on historical data. Like that's not real. Like what people really want is like to confirm like real confirmed data. Anyway, that's my take on that. Yeah, I could be totally wrong on like it could be legit. Like I don't want to like discount that. Like maybe you do have distribution access, you might know something that we don't. But yeah, I'm going to wait until other sources tell me who I know have definitely distribution and are usually pretty good about this. Like the history is sort of like they don't talk about like they might if they have a reprint video that's not about actual reprints, it's more like they're just milking the whole like if I put the word reprint in the title, um, then like this one doesn't talk about actual reprints for the most part. It's just like, oh, I know you want to hear about reprints, so you'll click on it, and let me just talk about reprints in a general sense. Like that's okay, like that's kind of normal for YouTube, but just the whole confirmed reprints kind of like iffy to me. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.